Did it do it? Yes. Hello, everybody. So we are at the studio, and we are going to make some chicken tortilla soup today, which is one of my favorite things to make. This is my go-to when we're going to have a large group of people, and I just want it to be easy, or when people show up randomly and I realize I need to feed them, because I almost always have the ingredients for this on hand to make. So first I'm going to use the stack cooker. For those of you who have not used the stack cooker before, you're missing out. This is pretty amazing. So there's multiple pieces to the stack cooker. There's a lid, there's a colander, there's a smaller base, and a bigger base. I'm sure they all have much more official names than that. However, that's the name I use. So we start that and maybe give it a couple more minutes. We're going to start off with using the smaller base, the 1 3/4 quart base, and the colander, and we're going to put some chicken in it. Okay, so how much chicken? Oh, as much chicken. I think the recipe says about 8 ounces of chicken, which, how much is 8 ounces?
8 ounces is 1 cup.
Yeah, I know, but of like chicken, what would you say? It's not a lot. I'm going to do probably like 3 pieces. Actually, though, I'm going to make a double recipe, so maybe I'll do 4 pieces. Like, I don't know. So the chicken cooks really, really fast in here. You can actually cook frozen chicken in here as well. I'm going to do fresh because that's what I bought. If you do frozen, you don't need to put any water in here. If you do fresh, you need to put 2 tablespoons at least of, I shouldn't say at least, really only 2 tablespoons, because you just need a little bit of moisture in this. So we're going to go over here and do 2 tablespoons of water. You know, that's about 2 tablespoons, right? And because it needs the moisture to cook. And then you're going to put the lid over it. And we're going to put this in the microwave. If it's frozen, it's roughly, I would say if I was cooking these from a frozen state and there's 4 pieces, it's probably like 5 or 6 minutes total. Fresh is super fast. So I'm going to have you help me. Would you be my helper?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Would you put this in the big microwave for, I know. You just open the door. It's not hard. You can do it. So put them in there for like, let's put them in for 2 minutes, and let's just look at them in 2 minutes. Every microwave is different, so I'm always very careful what how long I cook things, especially if I'm not 100% sure. And this microwave is not my home microwave. I actually have 2 microwaves at home, and one of mine is massively powerful and it cooks really fast, and so I've learned to be careful. So in the meantime, yeah, that's fine. You want to grab those? They can just sit over here. I think they're probably ready. In the meantime, I want to make some, while we wait for that chicken to cook. Oh, somebody's calling?
Me.
Oh, you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do we have another Power Chef around here? See one? I don't care where it is. Just grab me one.
This one right here? You want this or you want the?
I want a Power Chef. I have the lawnmower. I have one here, but I'm going to need 2.
The little one.
Yeah, do we have another one somewhere? I feel like we do.
Down below?
Yeah, there. Just grab that one. We'll use that one. Okay. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some salsa because I love salsa. So, yeah, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Please do not hurt yourself. Not trying to go to the emergency room in Seattle. Can I help you? Please do not. Let's not do that. No slicing of fingers today. Okay, so this is the Power Chef. For those of you who don't know what the Power Chef is, would you do me a huge favor and rinse this one? This one needs a little rinse. Would you give it a little rinse for me? We're gonna use this one. So it's got these cool little triple blades in here so that it catches things unevenly and flips them around. We're gonna shred the chicken once it's fully cooked, because nobody wants to sit with a fork and shred the chicken like that. That's crazy. So we're gonna make salsa in one and we're gonna shred chicken in the other, okay? So here's how, if you hear the chicken popping, you gotta open it up. I have that rule of thumb at home as well. If you hear the chicken popping, open the door. I'm telling you, it cooks so fast. And I know people go, chicken in the microwave, that's gonna be weird. I would have been the first person to tell you that was gonna be weird, but it's not weird. So here we go. So we're using our awesome knives and This particular recipe uses a quarter of a medium size onion. This particular onion was a little bigger than a medium, so I'm going to use a little less than a quarter of it because it's kind of big. And nobody likes to cut onions because you cry, right? What's cool about this particular chopper is there's no tears needed. So we're going to throw this quarter of an onion in there. And then we're going to, what do we need? We need jalapeno peppers. Jalapeno peppers and garlic. We're going to make, so typically when you make salsa, you use the whole jalapeno, you're going to light everybody on fire. If you use half the jalapeno, that's a little less than medium. So I usually try to use somewhere between half and 3/4, and it kind of depends on how many seeds are in there. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off. And then I'm going to cut it and look to see how many seeds are in it. There's usually more seeds. I'll show you. See, if you can see that. There's not that many seeds in there. So I'm going to throw this in, and then I'm going to add, there's more seeds toward the top. So I'm going to slice a little bit more to give it a little more heat, because the heat comes from the seeds, not from the actual jalapeno. So if you can see how much more I'm adding, so there's this much left of the jalapeno. We're going to go ahead. Oh, I guess it would help if I put it in the right chopper. There we go. No, it's fine. I'm just like making this. I don't know what I'm doing. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so we have, and when you chop the stuff, you want to chop the hard stuff first. If you chop the soft stuff first, it makes for weird salsa, because the hard stuff, you want to chop it to the consistency you want. And then when you add the tomatoes and the wet stuff in, it starts sloshing and it can't get a consistent chop. So, because it's making mushy stuff. So always do the hard ingredients. So I do the onion, I do the jalapeno, and I do the garlic first. So where's my garlic? Here it is. So we're going to put 2 cloves of garlic in. I always look for the biggest, fattest garlic cloves I can get, because I happen to be a garlic lover. And if you're not a garlic lover, I guess it's too bad you're not here eating it, huh? But if you are a garlic lover, you'll love this also. So I don't know that the more garlic, the better per se, but kind of. And then you're going to take the knife, cut the little end off, the hard end, and then you take the knife and lay the knife on its side like this and press down. That pops the garlic so that you can get it out. See how that pops that right out, and it slides right out. And then I might have to pop it. Ooh, just kidding. I might have to pop it one more time. There we go. And then throw that into the salsa, to the chopper. And then one more. See if you can get another big fat. Ah, yes. We love it. Big, fat garlic. How's our chicken? Is it done?
No.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it.
You might want to look at
No, I totally want to look at
it. You put it back in there, but then
That's
no.
Okay, so yes. So can you see that? See how many minutes did we cook that for? 2, 3?
It didn't make it a full 2.
So that's in 2 minutes. And I was the person that would have told you, like, oh, chicken, that's going to be gross and wiggly, and it's almost fully cooked, like super close. It's not gross. It's not weird. It's not chewy. It's actually kind of amazing. It comes out super moist, which is really nice. You can actually, if you're going to cook it for something else here, I usually flip it. I would say no more than a minute. I'm not even sure it needs a full minute.
Yeah, that one was the only one.
I'll let you finish that, and then as soon as the chicken's done, we'll chop it. I'll show you how to chop it. Okay, so we have jalapenos, onions, garlic in here. We have, did we do both cloves? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to chop. So there's a couple ways you can buy this particular chopper. You can get it just like this, or you can get it in a system where it comes with a little baby one as well. If you have the opportunity to get it in the system, because it's a much better deal. What happens if this is a chop and prep, it's a little baby chopper. 12 seconds of pulling, and that's gone around 360 times. Okay, so this sucker flies. So put it in here. You gotta just make sure that this little knob lines up perfectly with that little knob. If you don't, it sounds like you're starting a really bad lawnmower. Like, and it doesn't work. So make sure it lines up properly. Okay, so you're going to put them in there. And you're going to pull. If you buy them in the little package deal, you get one lid and 2 choppers so you can bounce back and forth between the lids, and it's significantly cheaper than buying 2 choppers. So I highly recommend that. It's a great reason to host a party. And as you can see, we are chopped just like that, which, by the way, is super cool. So as you can see, we're chopped. So now we have our, whew, it's going right up my nose. Now we need some cilantro. All right, so now, and fresh cilantro. I know people are like opinionated about cilantro. Either they love it or they think it tastes like soap. I think that's weird that they think it tastes like soap. Is it cilantro? It in no way, shape, or form tastes like soap. So they must be weird, right? Just kidding. Okay, so we're gonna, is it perfect? Okay, so bring it on over and we'll chop it. So we're going to, and I always say, when you do the recipe, it says 10 sprigs. I say a big, gigantic handful. So I rip the cilantro in half and just throw it in there. Because remember, we're still doing the hard ingredients. We did the hardest ones first, and then we add the cilantro. The reason why you do want to do cilantro next is sometimes cilantro, being cilantro in the nature of what it is, sometimes it winds a little bit around the stem and you have to pull it out and then kind of chop again, just because it's wild and it's got stems, but it's pretty fast. And it's obliterated. So it's perfect. Now we have chicken. So just a second, we're going to take a break from the salsa and we are going to look at our chicken. Yay. Okay, so we are going to shred. Nobody likes to shred chicken, right? So I'm going to show you the coolest shredding chicken trick ever. Because we're making chicken tortilla soup. And we're making salsa as well because you put salsa on chicken tortilla soup if you want to, right? Or you eat chips and salsa. So you're going to throw this in here. If you feel kind of wussy, then you maybe don't put so much chicken in there because remember, you're the motor and there's no reason to kill yourself. So, or if you feel tough, then you put it all in at once. Apparently I'm feeling tough. So that's all it needs. The chicken is completely shredded. So much better than sitting there with your fingers and a fork and all of that, like none of that nonsense, okay? So the chicken is shredded, it's ready to go. We're gonna put that in the tortilla soup. Like, what did we cook that chicken in, 3 minutes?
A little under.
Okay, a little under 3 minutes, 4 pieces of, they were the boneless, skinless tenderloins, so not the big, huge pieces. They cook a little faster. I prefer that, plus there's no fat on it, so you don't have to, like, ugh, it's gross. Anyway, so, I know, I'll tell you how I really feel. Okay, so, gross. Ugh. Okay, so now we're going to stop throwing the salsa for just a second because I'm multitasking here. This is how I'm cooking for you like I would cook for my family. And I feel like that's the best way to show you how this works because this is really what I would be doing in my kitchen right now. I have multiple choppers. One is not enough. I think this chopper is amazing, but who wants to stop in the middle and wash out the salsa so you can chop the chicken? Ain't nobody got time for that. And by the way, when I finish the salsa, I'm going to make you some guac too. So once again, you need 2 choppers, maybe 3, but at least 2. I have 3, just so you know. One's just not enough. So now we're going to take, we have some tomato soup here. Yeah. We're going to double this particular recipe. So I'm going to do 2 cans of tomato soup. How you put this on. When you first get this can opener, this is the coolest can opener ever, but when you first get it, you feel like a total idiot. And it's okay to feel like an idiot because I felt like an idiot. I would refuse to take this to a Tupperware party and show people until I could conquer it like amazingly. Now it's great. My kids don't know how to use it. They went over to another friend's house and they're sending me pictures and they had like had this can opener. They were like jabbing holes in it because they like couldn't figure out how to use it because they're used to the smooth edge can opener. So kind of funny actually. They didn't grow up with the old school ones that we grew up with. So you put it on. Normally you would go at a can opener at a can like this, right? So this is counterintuitive to your brain if you grew up old school like me. So you want to go straight at it with this open, okay? And point this part, the top part, straight toward the middle of the can. And then shut. If you can pick up the can, you're on. If you can't pick up the can, keep going. Keep trying until you can pick up the can, okay? And then you just turn, okay? And it doesn't feel like you're cutting anything and it feels like it's all messed up. It's really not. What it's doing is actually breaking the seal, and then you'll feel just a slight give. And then you'll keep going and you'll go, is it really done? I don't know. And you'll open it up and you'll be like, it doesn't look like it's open. What happened? Did I do it all wrong? You didn't. You're just fine. Okay. There's these cool little teeth right here at the top, two little teeth. And when you go like that, it's like jaws. Okay. So you want to jaws the top of this. So you want to put it like that and shut, and then use that to lift the lid off so that nothing, no part of the can opener is actually touching any yucky stuff. So the can opener never gets gross. So you don't end up with a rusty can opener in your drawer, which is super nice. You don't have to mess with any of that nonsense. And then you just walk over to the trash and you open the trash. And then,
And it opens.
yes, it's a magic trash can. You open the trash and you just open this back up and the lid drops. And then look, it's so clean. I never, ever, ever once have cleaned my can opener because I don't need to. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so now you get a spatula and you, obviously, you're gonna put your tomato soup, or tomato sauce, sorry, not soup. Kind of like tomato soup. I mean, you know, add a few more ingredients in this tomato soup. Oh, we have to open another can. Now you can see me do it at warp speed. Oh, just kidding. There we go. See, even I sometimes take a few times to open it. Okay, so here we go. And we're gonna go like this again. Wipe it across the top. And we're gonna dump that in there. So I'm doubling the recipe. So I'm using 2 cans of tomato sauce, and then we're gonna do 8 cups of chicken broth. Now, I did a little trick. So I was in a hurry, so I did 2 of these. Both of them are 2 cups. These are our measuring pitchers. If you don't have these, you are seriously missing out. So these are made to microwave, because I know y'all put stuff in the microwave, whether it's made to microwave or not. Even if you work for Tupperware, you still do that, because I know who you are. And so I use, you can buy chicken broth at the store, but it's really, really salty. It's over the top salty. I get better than bouillon. You can also use bouillon cubes if you want. And then I put half the amount, because it's just, you don't need to be so, it doesn't need to be so salty. We're going to do 8 cups of water, or sorry, chicken broth. Because I was in a hurry and I only had 1 of these, at home I have 2. I also use the soup mug, which will do the same thing. And then if I could get Miss Candy to help me and give me just, it's 2 cups each. So 2, I don't need it to be heated up.
Water.
Just, yeah, water, 2 and 2. It doesn't have to be heated up. Of the chicken broth, I doubled the amount of chicken broth in the first batch, so I could just do water the second batch. You see, that's how I roll. That's called working smarter, not harder. So we need 8 cups of chicken broth, and she's getting me the rest of the water. And all that's left to put in this particular recipe is spice, and you just pour them in if you want. Spice and chicken. So we're going to take our chicken that we made, which is right here. And whoops, or you can fling the stuff if you want. Yes, it's perfect. And here it is. So we're going to do that. And then the seasoning you're going to use is Southwest Chipotle. And the Southwest Chipotle seasoning that you're going to use, you need to talk to your Tupperware consultant. And if you book a party with your Tupperware consultant, she will give you the hookup on how to make this spice. If you want to know other than that, too bad for you. Because this is our top secret recipe, and I will just tell you that it's not any good anywhere else. Like, oh, I'm just looking for either 1 or 1.5, or it's just like my house. I can't find anything. It's perfect. Well, which is this one? Here, do you want to wash this one out for me and dry it, and I'll use that, because I don't know where all the. There was like 3 sets of those in here. Clearly, there's not anymore. So you're gonna put, for 1 recipe, it's 1.5 tablespoons of Southwest Chipotle spice. So for 2 recipes, we're gonna put 3 tablespoons. My tablespoon seems to have gone missing, just like at home. It's perfect. And so we're gonna use, we have 1/2 of a tablespoon here. Just kind of, I mean, you know, we'll just do it 6 times instead of 3, right? I know, right? What's cool about these is they go down inside. You have to kind of push them a little bit for our spice containers, and then you can drag them across the top, which I like. So we have to do this 6 times. That's not annoying at all. Okay. Three. I wonder if it's in the dishwasher.
Forgot these things wrong.
4.
It's like a mobile kitchen.
Yeah, it is super mobile in here. 5. There you go, 6. Okay, so we have 3 tablespoons of spice. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to mix it up. And this is, like I said, the easiest. The other thing I love about this is that everybody in my family will eat it, and I have like the pickiest eaters in the world, i.e. me and my children. My husband eats everything. But there's nothing in this that's weird. It's tomato sauce, chicken broth, spice, and chicken. Like, it's easy. What you do once it's done cooking, do you have a lid somewhere? Oh, no, it's a lid. I'm like, do you have a lid somewhere? So you're going to put the lid on it. We're going to cook it till it boils. So I would say we're going to put this in the microwave for, I'm going to try 6 or 7 minutes. Just be very careful. It's very full. Perfect. And that makes the chicken tortilla soup. Once it boils, it's ready to go. You just put it in a bowl, and then you take chips and you crumble on top, little cheese, and you throw it on top, salsa, whatever you want. And that's part of why we're making the salsa. And you make it as gross or as awesome as you want, however you want. So here we are. So we've got this. We're still ready to go. We're going to work on the salsa now. So now we're going to add tomatoes. Now we're going to add the juicy stuff. Remember I told you guys we had to chop the hard stuff first, and then we add the juicy stuff. Now we're going to add the juicy stuff because the juicy stuff sloshes around. So if you're going to slosh around, you got to make sure the hard stuff is chopped first. Okay, so you have to do some lemon. For the lemon, it's 1/4 of a lemon worth of juice. So we're going to take our handy dandy little juicer. Okay, so this is going to sound funny, but apparently I have to tell people because people were squirting themselves in the face. So the lemon has to go point. Yeah, you laugh, but I'm just saying, because it was shaped this way, they were putting it this way and then shooting themselves in the face. Unless you want lemon juice in your face, you got to point it down because the holes are on the bottom, and that's where you want the lemon juice to go, right? So you go like this. It's ergonomic. I used to have one from another company who shall not be named, and it hurt my hand like there was no tomorrow. It was metal, and when you squeeze it, it injured my thumb. So this one, so much easier to use, and it has give. So as you can see, it's bendy. It's hard enough to squeeze the lemon, but soft enough not to injure me, which is so perfect. So there's the lemon juice, which is perfect. And then you need 3 Roma tomatoes, and you want them to be as red, and it has to be Roma. Do not use other tomatoes. It's gross. It messes up the salsa. Do not mess up the salsa. That's very sad. They want to be almost overripe, so really dark red, because you're looking for salsa, not pico de gallo. If they're not really ripe, they're hard and chunky, and you don't get good salsa. So we need to rinse these really quick. So if you want to rinse these for me really quick. While she's rinsing the tomatoes, we need a little bit of garlic salt. I'm preferential to which brand tastes the best because I've been making this salsa for like 20 years. And my kids, when I choose a different garlic salt, tell me something's wrong with the salsa, which is very interesting to me. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal, but it was clearly a big deal. So I buy one particular brand of garlic salt. So in my humble opinion, if I were you, I would go get this brand because it's better. It's organic, and it is called Simply Organic garlic salt. I have tried so many different brands, and every time we come back to this brand. I don't tell the kids I tried something different, and they come back and tell me something's wrong with the salsa. It's so interesting. My children with their astute palates, they eat like 5 things, but they're, they know all about the 5 things. So we're going to put a teaspoon of garlic salt in this. So teaspoon of garlic salt. And then we have our tomatoes ready to go. And then what I do is I just I like to cut them up into pieces like that. So I half the tomato and then I quarter the half. And why is that? I could probably put them in bigger chunks, but remember, I'm the motor. So there's just really no reason to make this hard for myself. So when I'm the motor, and see, these potatoes are spit and juice. I love that because that's going to make salsa, because you want juicy salsa, right? So I do half the tomatoes and I chop, and then I do the other half, and then the salsa will be done, which is super awesome. Yeah. There we go. What's also cool about this is when I make salsa, I usually make 4 batches at a time. Each batch is about what you would buy in a small, kind of like this size, if you will, container at the grocery store. But because it takes a quarter of an onion, quarter of a lemon, things like that. If I buy 1 medium-sized yellow onion, just buy extra tomatoes. By the time I bought the lemon and the garlic and the other things, I have bought the whole ingredients for everything, so it's just mostly extra tomatoes. So I always make 4 batches because my family just eats this salsa up. It's fresh. It's really good for you. I'm told it's 0 Weight Watcher points. I've never calculated anything in Weight Watcher points, but if you do, apparently, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, I guess. I don't know, but I've been told that. I've been told such things. So here's our salsa. It's all chopped up and ready to go. We're going to throw it into a bowl, and then I'm going to show you how to make a little guacamole. So if you're going to throw it into a bowl, you might as well throw it into one of our pretty clearly elegant bowls. This is how I serve my salsa. And this size right here, which is the 610 milliliter, whatever that is. 2.5 cups, yeah, that. Then it fits it perfectly. So we're gonna make that salsa, and then, so you take it, and then so here's how you make guac. Here's my avocados, here they are. It's very easy, because you use the salsa to make the guac. So I always take a quarter of a cup of the salsa back out. So I leave this dirty. I don't clean it yet. Put a quarter cup back in. Put 2 avocados. So we're gonna have a little fun with these avocados. Yeah, until it's hot and boiling. How is it? Huh? A few more minutes? Maybe just a little bit more. And then, so we have our salsa, our avocado, and then I squeeze another quarter of lemon. And another teaspoon of garlic salt. I get mine at Fred Meyer, but I know not everybody has a Fred Meyer. I know QFC has it. I don't, probably Amazon has it because Amazon has everything. I don't know, but Fred Meyer has it over in the natural section. And voila, we have guacamole. Just like that. So we will go ahead and scoop that out. And then those that like guacamole on your tortilla soup or just chips and salsa or whatever. So my family, we crumble chips. We shred cheese. Oh, we didn't shred the cheese yet. Do we have cheese?
We do have cheese.
Oh, yes. Do you want to grab me the cheese? And let's shred some cheese for this bad boy. Show everybody how that works. Yeah, I would love it. I think it's down, maybe down in there, maybe. I feel like I saw it somewhere too. So there's the guac. There's our fresh guac. So we have salsa and we have guac, and our chicken is boiling, and I'm making a mess everywhere, which is exactly how it's like at home too. The only rub is I don't have my husband here to come behind me and clean it up like I do at home. He always tells me if I cook it, he'll clean it up, which I think is amazing. That's the wrong grater. Okay, so here's the base right here. And what you're going to do is with our base, let's just wipe this off. Make sure the counter is dry when you put this on. You put it down and you twist this little thing right here and it locks on, and it literally locks on, which is quite nice. And then you need that. Yeah, I think that's it. And then you need this piece right here, which slides on. You just slide it in. Maybe I think I'm not supposed to lock it first. Just kidding. I think you have to put it in first and then lock it. Yeah. Okay, so it's in there. Oh, except for it's backwards to how I do it. I do it this way because I'm right-handed. So we'll lock it down. Then you put the cone in and put the handle on. Just like this. Super easy. Okay? And then you just have this little, there's a flat piece to that. Do we know where it is? Yeah, thank you. Told you. You lived in this kitchen, I'm saying. Okay, want to hand me another knife too, a clean one? Somebody?
Like this one here, this size?
That's
a cheese.
I don't need a cheese knife. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. I just need to cut open something. Okay, so we're going to cut some cheese. Okay, so you're going to cut a chunk of cheese right here. Stick it in, and then we'll get some more of our pretty bowls, my favorite. I'm all about pretty and functional. These come with lids, so you can make stuff and put it in the fridge and store it, but it looks pretty like glass, so it's the best. You just put the bowl right here, stick this right here, and you get cheese, just like that. Look at that. And if it gets too tall on one side, you just turn. Cheese. Look at that, just like that. Who needs to pay for shredded cheese when you can literally shred it in like 2 seconds yourself? We'll make some more because we got little hungry mouths here that are going to eat it, which is exciting, but they're going to want a lot of cheese, so I got to just like hook them up. How's our, yes, I am kind of playing. If you ever are going to freeze your cheese, just so you know, here's a little trick for you. You want to toss it in just like maybe a big bowl and like a tablespoon or two of flour. That separates the cheese so it doesn't stick and clump, so that when you freeze it, when you pull it back out, you can grab a handful of it. You don't grab a big gigantic wad. So it's kind of like flash freezing, if you will, but it's the cheese version of that. And so that's how you keep it from sticking. We'll grate a little more cheese because, you know, more cheese is better, right? It's kind of like bacon, makes everything better. The things I would die without in life: milk, cheese, bacon, butter. I'm a dairy girl, clearly. Thank you to the dairy farmers of Washington. Okay, let's see. So we have plenty of cheese. Now, see all that cheese, and how long did that take me? Like less than 30 seconds.
You had way too much from that milk party.
I'm just saying, you can like really like, did I look like I was like seriously working hard? Because it's not very hard. If I made it look hard, then, you know, shame on me. Okay, so we have our cheese and we have our, so do we have our soup now?
Yes, it is ready.
Okay, so we're gonna show them how you make a bowl of chicken tortilla soup. How exciting is this? All right, so let's see. This is the chicken tortilla soup stirrer. Okay, so I just stir it around and make sure spices are all evenly and then evenly distributed. Do you have a ladle anywhere in here? That might be too much to ask, huh? Kind of like my house. Can't find anything. There was a ladle once upon a time. For a big spoon, is there like, what do we got? Okay, we can do that. We'll just do it like this. We need to make a list of things we need to put in the studio. Okay, so I'm going to scoop out a little bit right here. Oh, she found a ladle. See? Sweet. Who needs to? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to scoop. Hey, look, we have a ladle and it says Tupperware on it. It must be amazing. Okay, so we're going to scoop a bowl of this. Some lucky person to eat. So there's our soup that's not weird. Remember, it's just chicken chicken, tomato sauce, and seasoning, Southwest Chipotle seasoning, and chicken broth, chicken, tomato sauce, and seasoning. So how I do it at my house is I then grab a handful of chips. You can choose more or less depending on how many carbs you want. I go on the more side because I think it tastes good. I crumble them in there like that. Okay. Just like that. And then I take a little bit of cheese and I melt it on the top like that. And then depending on your preference, you can choose to, just about all of us, no matter what our preferences are, we do chips and cheese because we just are that family. And then depending on your preference, you can put salsa, you can put guac, you can put sour cream. I like sour cream because the soup's a little spicy and the sour cream kind of takes the edge off. So it's just like the perfect mix of spicy and not too spicy. You can chop up some onions and throw it on it. You can put some fresh cilantro on it, whatever your poison is, but that is how you make chicken tortilla soup. So, yay! Okay, so I'm gonna say goodbye to you guys. You wanna go ahead and touch the screen and turn record off? There you go. Just hit end video. Up in the top, end video, end meeting on the top left, top left, top left, left. Okay, I'm gonna come do it. There you go. There you go, hit end meeting.